This webtoon, It's Men. Okay then. By Chalupa. Interesting.
Yo, before this video begins, I set up a channel membership. In said membership, you can unlock various features such as having this thing next to your name, using cooler emojis, and other things. All for $5. And then there's these tiers, which doesn't give you anything more than the first tier, but just picture this being me.
Chalupa, we don't have the money to join your membership. We have more important things to pay for.
Hey,
no one ever said.
Could you look over there real quick?
What for? What am I supposed to be looking at?
Alright, this is another bad webtoon that I know nothing about. I have, however, heard that it's bad, and we all know that bad webtoons are what pay the bills.
I haven't seen much webtoon myself.
Anyways, we had a long enough intro already, so let's not waste any more time and get right into it.
Tell me about it.
We start off this webtoon with various people having fun at a ball, but then everyone starts swooning over the main character, Ariana. And also she has a harem. Dude, what's with girls named Ariana and wanting an endless supply of guys?
Okay.
Each guy in her harem is completely in love with her.
Seems like a classic Reverse
harem. I don't think
harem.
that their actual names fit them, so I'll give them new ones. Bobby, Hector, Juan, Blackie, and Whitey. After we're introduced to the harem, everyone is gawking at how beautiful they are, and then we get the most well-written line in all of Webtoon. Matter of fact, I'll read it word for word just so you guys can really see what I'm talking about. The princess certainly has high standards. The men in her entourage are so beautiful, just like jewels. Oh my, didn't you know? That is why they are. They are called the princess's jewels.
I mean, this sounds like very shoujo manga writing, but the problem is the jewels can mean different things. Yeah, is this a trap princess? Does she have jewels? How many jewels does she have? The family jewels, right?
Dog, this is a Webtoon original. These guys are proud to say that this is on their website. The folks over at Webtoon HQ are just allergic to good writing. We have a flashback to a year ago telling us how she got her jewels. As if it wasn't obvious enough that this girl is a Mary Sue, she's the favorite child. Meanwhile, all of her brothers have gotten no love from her parents. I'm gonna assume that while Ariana was being pampered, her brothers had to go through the most brutal trials and tribulations. This webtoon tries to make you feel sympathetic towards her for a second, with everyone saying that she'll never become an empress because sexism. But then it reminds us just how awful she is, with her desperately wanting to have a harem. Dude, over here, she basically says that she just wants to rule over the country so she can have a harem, and the country is an afterthought. Dog, we are following the villain in this story. Nothing can convince me.
I mean, so far, nothing sounds that bad. Like, this, in a sense of like, this is like, you know, I'm sure there's been plot like that with guy main character. That seems pretty basic.
That this woman wouldn't be a dictator. After a bit, she's confronted by her brother, who is by default the hero of this story since he's standing against his sister. Then she rizzes him up? Aren't these two siblings? How can you get rizzed up by your own sister? Wait,
are you new to the scene?
This is a royal family. Doing the sexy time is inevitable.
Okay.
The Emperor is making a speech to his people, telling them all about when their enemies invaded their country.
The art isn't too bad, I like it.
People are mad. What you mean, woo? Who lived on the land that was invaded for y'all to be that happy? JoJo fans? After that speech, the villain manages to convince her dad to let her present Whitey with a badge of honor, much to our hero's dismay. As she's presenting, what? She kisses him and wants to have sex with him?
Okay.
Who could have guessed?
Wow.
You're stupid! She makes the guy meet up with her in her room, and I think you guys know what happens. She says she wants him, let's have sex, blah, blah, blah. And then, as if you needed any more proof that this girl is the villain, she gives Homeboy a choker. In case you don't understand, she's essentially claiming ownership of this guy. Oh man, considering Homeboy's skin color.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, but I didn't say that.
Hey guys, you wanted any more proof that Ariana is literally the most perfect character in existence? She's super good at swordsmanship
course.
and really strong and independent and everything. You like her now, right? What do you mean, no?
So, you know,
You
as someone
have
was
to, like,
as someone who hasn't read much Webtoon, I was thinking that, you know, it's probably like it's kind of, you know, it's inspired by anime in the first place and manga, right? But it must be, you know, have its own vibe. But it seems like this is literally just taking every single trope and and vibe from anime and manga in the end. Like, yeah, like this is the almost like villainous stuff. This is the reverse harem stuff, and then, you know, the character is perfect and all that. Like, it just seems to take all the classic kind of like boring writing tropes, right? So, yeah.
She's the main character. Love her. Love her. Love her. Love her. Love her. Love her. Whitey was told by Ariana to scout out her next slave, and it looks like said person is one. Dude, every guy here looks like they'd have enough self-respect to not get played by Ariana. But I don't know, the writers brainwashed them to ensure that wouldn't happen. She goes to visit the country that Juan's from, and yeah, the same formula happens. He sees her
course.
once and instantly wants to take his pants off. Dude, what's with Webtoon writers and not knowing how to write actual people? The dialogue.
I mean, literally, like, again, like most Adam story are like that. Yeah, like usually it's a guy, the main character, but yeah, most of the girls just fall for him instantly.
Is on par with those anime AI robot things. Actually, no, even the robots have better dialogue than these characters.
Let me see. You're gonna spill my soup. Stop. Utao. The soup spills on the floor. She is visibly agitated now. What have you done, cutie? Now look at what you did. You wasted all of the food. A devilish smile appears on Utao's face. My delicious soup. You motherfucker, you will pay for that. Okay. Edge cultured Webtoon does better job than regular Webtoon. Let's BGM.
Dude, these episodes are outrageously predictable now. It all follows the same formula. She hears about a guy and immediately wants to go find said guy so she can make him a slave. She manages to be alone with Blackie and... Wait, did he kill her? He totally killed her! The rest of the Webtoon is her living in purgatory where she can never have sex with her harem!
Are you sure about that?
Oh, dude, she's still alive.
Of course, she's
But at
cool
the
and
very
perfect.
least, she's
She can't
dealt
lose.
with probably the first rejection she's ever had to deal with in her life. No, Blackie, please don't find a workaround. Her plot armor is too strong. No!
Of course she
Dude,
wins.
I absolutely hate this girl. He literally said he dedicated his life to these people, and she just doesn't care. Dude, her brother has to find a way to ensure she's stopped. Otherwise, this verse is doomed. Dog, the ending of this episode is so sad. He has to say goodbye to the people who helped him his entire life for some girl he met 2 hours ago. And of course,
kinda
the
how it goes.
comment section is giving nothing but
We love a strong female lead, of course. Why is so cute? He's definitely the bottom of all the jewels she has collected. A part of me would enjoy seeing tears in his eyes as she sees him. I mean, again, this seems terrible, but, you know, like the whole point is literally to be like the most straightforward wish fantasy that people have. Like, this isn't the kind of thing that, you know, there's no way the author was writing this thinking that he's right, you know, they're writing something deep or like interesting. They're literally just writing like their wish fantasy, almost dodging like, you know, like to the T, right? They're not caring about any deepness to it. And sometimes, you know, like that's fine because some people are into this and they're gonna see this and they're like, yeah, this is exactly what I love. Like, they don't want anything deep, they just want something that, you know, just fulfill the wish fantasy. And I mean, I felt like that with some like anime before. I don't know, like the most, you know, boring, straightforward, like isekai, like a Sword Art Online. Like that's literally it, right? Like, you know, Sword Art Online is terrible, but it's also pretty fun. Because the wish fantasy is like, yeah, I'm this cool gamer who ends up stuck in this world, but I'm a cool gamer, so I do super well. Everybody think I'm so cool energy, and then I get a wife because I'm so cool energy, and then I never win, I never lose, and I always be a cool guy. I mean, you know, like it's easy to understand the concept, right? Like it's a wish fantasy thing. It doesn't have to be deep. It doesn't have to have like much of anything to be enjoyable sometime. So you know, this seems terrible if that's not the wish fantasy you're into, right? That's all there is to it. Yeah. Yeah, that's all there is to it. I mean, it's the same idea of like most normal anime manga with like a main character. That's a guy, like, you know, you just want to be a cool guy and all the girl loves you for absolutely no reason. Because wouldn't that be nice? The end. You know what I mean? Like, there isn't much more deep most of the time to that. So I'm just saying, this doesn't seem that terrible in the sense of like, maybe I'm just used to it. I guess there's so much just simple wish fantasy in manga and anime stuff.
Support. Dude, I need to see someone make a webtoon about Hitler, but instead he's an anime girl. Watch
I'm sure there must be
every
one.
person in that comment section eat it up.
I'm sure.
She goes to Hector's country. Hector is taken aback by her beauty, yada yada yada. He's a jewel now. Yeah.
It's probably the same every chapter. I mean.
Ariana acts like she doesn't like Hector's attempt at attracting her, but it worked on her. At the banquet, Hector makes a challenge for all the ladies to find something. And said thing was his tongue, and Ariana found it. Woohoo! If you guys are wondering why I'm so low energy right now, it's because these guys clearly put in no effort into the writing of their story, so why should I give effort? Whatever, next episode.
But they do again, like it might seem like that, but if you think about it for 2 seconds, like they put everything they love into it. Whoever wrote this, like every single thing they love is into this. I mean, this is probably like the most true webtoon of all time. I mean, like every fetish, every idea, every like fantasy is put into it.
She makes the guy kiss her feet, and due to her powerful plot armor, not only does he do it, but this is his fetish. You know, maybe Julia from Love or Sex wasn't so bad after all. Because while she too is insufferable, it's not like every person wholeheartedly says she's in the right no matter what. Ariana, though, her plot armor is something else. If a meteor was about to crash into the earth, she'd probably raise up the meteor so it just doesn't. We cut back to the other two guys and... Wait. He's a furry, he's a furry, he's a furry.
Okay.
So she devises a plan to get the last guy into her harem, and let's just get to the next episode. Her plan to get the last guy is by dancing and appearing very attractive. Then the king will want to have sex with her and assault her, and then she reveals herself. And as punishment, she enslaves the king's son.
Okay. Perfect.
Bobby here is probably one of the strongest in this verse because he's actually resisting Ariana's plot armor. That's right, he's the only guy to have a realistic reaction to Ariana and straight up refuses. Dude, I really want to hold out hope that he leads a revolution against her, but... Ariana refuses to be a good person because to ensure she enslaves him, she blackmails him. Oh, and she castrates his dad.
Wow.
Alright, that was episode 10, which means we're done with this. Alright, where do I freaking start? This has multiple people.
I wonder if it's a very long one though. Like, I wonder if like it's just like 200 chapters and every chapter is a new guy that she's trying to get. Or if it's just done in like 20 chapters.
Working on it, right? No one thought, hey, maybe our main character shouldn't be enslaving men. Not to mention, she is outrageously selfish and self-centered. One of the guys she wants quite literally owes his life to his kingdom, and she just goes, but they hate him, they hate him. And as for nearly every side character, they're all some robots.
Yeah.
The only ones I'll shed some respect for are the brother and Bobby. They're the only ones who see that this girl's a totalitarian dictator on the rise. But considering how things are in the first episode, it definitely didn't go down well. And the comments, oh, the comments. It is mind-boggling how all of them support this just because Ariana is a quote-unquote strong female lead. Let me make this clear, there is a big difference between a strong female character and a strong female character. One is a psychopath who was let off the hook for the most heinous crimes because she's a woman. The other is an interesting character that is understandable and isn't a robot who just so happens to be a woman. Look, I'm not even asking for the most well put together characters the human mind can possibly conceive.
Again, that's not what people want.
That's not someone that belongs in a Brazilian prison. Don't look up what goes on in those places, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, guess I'd say that's gonna wrap up this video. Thank you guys for watching this video in its entirety. Remember, I set up a channel membership, so if you guys want to support me in making these videos, the opportunity.
Okay, give me a quick second, letting my cats out, and then I have a lot to yap about, I feel like. Okay, I'm back. Alright. I mean, you know, I feel like I always complain a bit too much with these kind of videos. Like, I get the point, like, you know, they're just supposed to be funny video, like, dunking on, you know, what is a terrible manga. But a lot of points, I can't ever look at it as, like, you know, like, it's not surprising, and it's not even, like, the way it goes is just very easy if you just understand people, if you've looked at a lot of, like, you know, mangas and stuff like that. Like, this is, you know, exactly the peak trash of wish-fulfilling fantasy. On one hand, you have, you know, the good, you know, like if we talk about isekai, isekai is the most wish-fulfilling fantasy for people, right? Like, you hate your current life, you get reincarnated, and you have a chance to, like, live a fun adventure in a fantasy world. Usually, you know, you're like a hero, you have a ton of, you know, girl into you and all that. And there's some good one, right? There's some good isekai. But most of them, yeah, the whole point is literally like, yeah, main character is perfect, all the girls love him instantly, he always wins, everybody thinks he's cool. This is literally like that for so many of them. And so this just feels like the reverse of that, but more targeted, like, you know, like woman, and so it's, you know, it just feels like this isn't that bad to me, in the sense of, I guess I've just been around too much and seen too many of those kind of things. Like, it's really like the villainess, I think this one isn't called villainess, but it's the villainess genre, right? Where it's like reverse RM, where the main girl is supposed to, like, not be, you know, that great, not nice, but everybody loves her, or stuff like that. I think the wish fulfilling fantasy is pretty obvious, yes, like, even if you're kind of a, you know, a piece of shit, like, everybody loves you and everything is perfect, which, you know, a lot of viewers will like, because they're probably not great themselves, and so they keep imagining, you know, what if people didn't care that I wasn't great and they still love me and I was awesome anyway? You know, like, sure, this is shit, but also it's not surprising ton of people like it, and ton of people just, you know, will just look at it and, you know, enjoy it because, yeah, like, they probably share the same fantasy in some way. Again, like, for me, it's isekai. Like, you know, I always enjoy isekai, even though by now it's so tired, but, like, the idea is pretty, you know, like, it appeals to me to the point where, like, I've watched a lot of terrible ones and still enjoy them, I guess. You know, same thing with RM, I mean, I'm not gonna say otherwise, like, I've enjoyed a lot of terrible RM show because I like the idea of being a cool guy and all the girl loves me. I ain't gonna lie, yeah. Obviously I can still tell the difference between, like, a good story and a bad one, because there's still some good one, right? But at the same time, it feels like, you know, it feels like, yeah, it's pretty easy to understand, like, the super low quality one stories, why people are into them. It's pretty easy to understand. So yeah, I mean, you know, funny video. And I get the point is more to, like, just dunk on a bad story than really, like, you know, like, understand why it's like that. I get it. Okay, here's the link.